fight aggressive swans for you.
And I will battle a candy cane army for you.
I am not so much of a fighter. I am more of a lover, so I will love you. That makes sense.
And I, Green Bear, will fight monsters for you. Because I'm super brave.
Yes, you are. I will fight monsters for you, the international bestseller. And look, there's a kid, and there's the monster. Ba, ba, ba. What will happen? You know, I never know what's going to happen in these books. I read them for the first time with you. You ready? It was pouring rain outside, and Martina was scared. The night had come. When the moon appeared, Martina knew she would be sent to bed. Her parents would go to sleep in their room. Even the television would go quiet and start to snore. Nobody except her would hear the monster. Da, da, da! There's a monster in this book. We got this. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Whoa, 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 whoa. Was not expecting this. Here we go. Martina was sure there was a city of monsters living on the other side of her bedroom floor in an upside down world. Everything in the whole world, thought Martina, has its own upside down monster reflection, just like this picture. So see, we have Martina and grrr, and we have a nice teddy bear here, and then a mean looking, kind of dinosaurish looking, I can't even tell what that thing is, but it's mean. That much I can tell. You know why? Because it has fangs. Like this guy has fangs. Sometimes Martina had nightmares that all the monsters jumped up and down at the same time. Like so. Oh! Uh-oh. We got to turn it around. They would make the floor cave in and give everyone a terrible fright. Oh boy. This is going to be a wacky book. Oh, look at that. There's a regular house, and then there's the monster house, and there's Martina, and there's the monster, and there's a nice cat, and there's a bat, and there's a nice sun, and there's a blue, dark orb in the sky. And then these are the kids, and these are the monsters, and there's a car, and they're riding some sort of an evil-looking pig thing. Ooh, boy. It's going to be wild in this neighborhood. That night, Martina could not sleep. She was sure that if she left her arm hanging over the side of her bed, the monster would make a hole in the floor, grab her hand, and maybe pull her into the monster world where she would have to learn how to live upside down. The monster might even make Martina learn how to scare people, like this. Grr, 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 grr. Now the problem with that is that all the blood is going to rush to your head and you would be an always red-faced monster. I will fight monsters for you. Oh, thank goodness somebody came to the rescue. She was so afraid that she lay very still, making sure that not 1 inch of her body was outside her bed sheets. And then she called her daddy. How big do you think monsters are? What if the monster is as big as you? What will I do? Call me, said her father. I will fight monsters for you, because that's what fathers do. How? Asked Martina. I'm an expert monster fighter, but I'll need your help. You must try to feel brave. That always helps. The size of the monsters depends on how scared you are. If you feel very brave, the monster will shrink and run away. This made Martina feel better, and before she knew it, she'd fallen asleep. So that's a very interesting thought. So if she's big and brave, the monster will shrink. But if she's feeling tiny and scared, the monster will grow. This is very true. Martina started dreaming about a monster girl. She was covered in pink fur, and her name was Anatram. That's kind of a pretty name. I wonder if she goes by Annie for short. In the monster world, it was also raining, and Anatram was scared. The night had come. When the moon appeared, Anatram knew she would be sent to bed. Her monster parents would go to their bedrooms and fall asleep with their monster snores. Even the monster television would be snoring. Because monster TV snore. Good fact to know. So, nobody except her would hear the human da da da. Anatram was convinced that on the other side of the floor was a human city. Everything in her world had its own upside-down reflection. The pink roads, the hairy houses, and even the blue trees. There were exactly as many humans as there were monsters. So if there was to be a war, the fight would be quite equal, even though the monsters had strawberry shooters and giant pencils to defend themselves. The humans are attacking us! Do you see what's happening here? The monster is having the same nightmare as the human about the humans, and the humans having the same nightmare but about the monsters. There really is an upside down world. And they have giant pencils over there too. Ooh, here we go. Anatram imagined that under her bed a human girl lived, and they were the same age and were even born on the same day. Anatram had heard the girl jumping on her bed. This human girl was very noisy, but what if all the humans started jumping at the same time? They might even make the floor cave in. Oh no! Grr. Even Teddy is getting in on the jumping action. Oh, and Anatram looks scared. Look at that. I never would have thought. Well, that night, Anatram couldn't sleep. She was sure that the human girl would make a hole in the floor, grab her arm, and maybe pull her through to the human world, and she'd have to learn how to live upside down, and the girl might even make Anatram learn how to scare monsters. Now, that should sound like a very familiar nightmare. Look at that. So she's dreaming that this is going to happen. Gosh, who would have thought? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Do you see what we're seeing here? Really big fear, which looks really huge when you're feeling really small. She was so afraid that she lay very still, making sure that not 1 inch of her little monster body was outside her bed sheets. And then she called her, "Daddy! I can hear that noisy girl jumping on the bed. What if she's as big as you? What will I do?" Anatram asked. "Call me," answered her father. "I will fight fears for you. Did you know that fear is elastic like bubble gum? As you grow braver, fear shrinks smaller and smaller until it disappears into a teeny tiny fear." This made Anatram feel better, and before she knew it, she had also fallen asleep. Gosh, these dads, they know exactly what to say. Sleeping Anatram? Sleeping girl? Oh gosh, I already forgot her name. How is it? Martina. We've been with Anatram for a while. Wait a minute. Is Anatram... I just figured something out. Martina is Anatram backwards in the upside down world. So clever, so clever. Okay, they're sleeping, so I'm going to quietly turn the page. Anatram was so comfortable that her arm slipped out from under the bed sheets and hung over the side of the bed. At the same exact moment, Martina's arm fell from under her bed sheets towards the floor, and nobody knows how it happened. But just then, an enormous hole appeared in the floor. It's just one of those magical things that happens when we dream. The tips of Martina's fingers dangled into the hole and reached into the other world, the world she was so afraid of, the monster world. And then the same thing was happening to the little monster. I'm a little bit nervous about turning the page. Here we go. Do you think they'll touch? We'll see. Both hands touched. Martina's hand felt warm and Anatram's was soft and fuzzy. They both realized that they'd been scared of each other because they'd never met. They knew they would not need their daddies to fight for them because, well, there was nothing to be afraid of. From then on, they never worried about what was under the bed at night. Good night. Just like that? Just like that? And that's it? No more fear? Oh, what a relief to know that you don't have to fight monsters. And in fact, your monster's hand could be nice and warm and fuzzy. So does this mean that you will not be needing my fighting lover services? No, we're good. We're good, Gilles. Okay. Thank you very much. I was glad to help.
Yeah, so you don't need me to, like, fight any candy cane armies or anything like that?
No. We're super good, Red Bear, but thank you so much for offering. You're welcome. Wow. That was amazing. I loved the story so much. Totally did not see the surprise ending.
So,
Yes, Green Bear?
you will not be needing me to fight any monsters on this day?
No, not today, but if the offer's good any other time.
It will be.
Okay, because you never know when you find a monster around here.
That's true, because on KidTime StoryTime, you just never know who's gonna show up.